shaking? This is Matty Crypto, and I'm joined again by my good friend Nate. Let's bring on Nate. How you doing, Pumpkin?
I'm doing fabulous, man. I'm doing good. I feel like I haven't seen you in a while, so I'm like,
It's been a while.
It's been so long. You know, like,
it's been like an hour for us.
Back.
It is, man. I'm glad to have you back. We talked in the green room about making some short, pithy videos that people can absorb, and a lot of things that I do. You know, if I'm outside, I throw the headphones in. I listen to short videos. I'm commuting, and I love long form content when I can do it, like long commutes and stuff. But I was telling you earlier that if I have like a 2 or 3 hour, like a Joe Rogan style podcast, I listen to the first 30 minutes or an hour, and then I'm wherever I'm supposed to be, work or doing something with friends, and then I always forget about that podcast again. So I only get that first little snippet. So you and I were thinking about doing like 5 to 10 minute videos on specific topics. And I think it's going to be great, man.
I thought we were doing a 1 minute and 30 seconds. You got to end this thing.
Right. I've got 140. Oh my God. See, that's how 10 minutes is almost impossible to do.
Let's
honestly.
do it.
We're going to wing it. But,
what are we doing this time? Which one?
Today, we're going to talk about like, what is PulseChain? And I'm going to try to grab this in about 1 minute, and then I'm gonna get your take on it. PulseChain, for those of you, a lot of us that know each other in this community, we know what PulseChain is. We're OGs, but for whatever reason, there are a lot of people who may have heard of PulseChain and don't understand it, or you may be brand new to crypto. This video could be your very first introduction to crypto. So Hex, Richard Hart, PulseChain, I think this is going to be incredible for years to come, decades. What exactly is PulseChain? So PulseChain is a copy of Ethereum. It's all on a new layer 1 blockchain. It has higher throughput. The blockchains are faster. You get a copy of all your ERC20 tokens copied over to PulseChain for free. It's going to be much cheaper to use because not nearly as many people are going to be on the network congesting it compared to Ethereum. It's also proof of stake, which is important if you care about the environment. PulseChain has got no inflation. It's actually deflationary, so it's going to burn about 25% of the fees, and it basically works in tandem with PulseChain is something called PulseX. It's going to be a decentralized exchange. PulseX, it's going to be basically a fork of Uniswap, and PulseX, just like Pulse, is deflationary, so it's going to burn a percentage of the fees as well. What else? PulseChain is going to have bridging. It's going to allow other networks to bridge over to PulseChain. PulseX solves the counterparty risk because there's no middlemen or normal exchange. It's just that decentralized exchange built into the PulseChain ecosystem. So you couple this with Hex on 2Chain, which is fantastic. It's a time deposit, also being more secure than Bitcoin. In the future, we're going to get a wallet to replace MetaMask. So the importance of getting this right from the start is really, really important. So how was that?
I don't know, but I just got excited about the MetaMask part.
You didn't know that?
No, I knew he was going to make a wallet, but I mean, like, I don't want another sacrifice. I don't have any more funds right now.
I think everybody's all sacked out anyway because nothing's came to fruition. You got sacrificed a couple of years ago for PulseChain. And for those of you that don't know about sacrifice, that's a long story for another video. But
yeah,
people got sacrificed, and then people that are going to launch projects on PulseChain, they also sacrifice. But anything that you can add, if someone was like, "What is the 101 of PulseChain?" other than what I just said?
Huge thing to remember right now is I think that there's going to be massive airdrops for those that did sacrifice. I think there's going to be stuff that comes out of the woodworks from these like OGs that sacrificed big, and they've got projects that are just kind of like stealthily being launched. I think big money is going to be airdropped to those people that got involved early, and you're still early. You're still early. Hex is still early. PulseChain, you're early. PulseX, you're early. All of these things that's being built on this thing, you're still freaking early. You're early. You're at this show right now. You are early. Like,
if you're looking at this,
and you guys are ready to, you understand. I mean, like, Matty, he was involved in Bitcoin back before. Like, he met Satoshi. He met him in Japan, and I think he was like him and Satoshi. They sat down and they had coffee. And then when he created Bitcoin, like that's how far back Matty goes. He's not as excited about this as I am. I'm excited because this means, let's talk about the copies. You get a copy of
yes.
Something could be worth something there. You know what
Every single ERC20 is going to be copied over. I think he took away a couple of the scams and stuff, obvious. But if you hold ERC20s in your MetaMask, they're going to be copied over. You're going to get an actual copy of that. So if you're frustrated with the gas fees on Ethereum and it's congested and it's ridiculous, you're going to be able to play around over on PulseChain. And it's going to be probably fractions of a penny when this thing starts off. Is that right?
Yeah, it's going to make crypto really fun, isn't it? When you don't have to spend, when you want to buy one of your favorite shit coins, one of your favorite coins, and it's garbage, and it costs you, $30 to buy $5 worth of something, and you can buy it now on PulseChain for fractions of a penny.
And I mentioned the importance of getting this right, and you said that it's early. It really is. It's mid to late April 2023. PulseChain's been in the works for 2 years. There's crazy amount of hype. Hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars are already into this thing. Sacrifice people owning PulseX at launch. So the importance of getting this right pre-PulseChain is really important. Whether you have millions of Pulse already or PulseChain, or if you have none, why is it so important to get this right now? Because the prices of Pulse and PulseX right away is probably going to get a pump. But just like every other layer one or every other brand new token, it's going to get that little pump, then it's going to get a little dumpy dump. So we may see, I doubt we're going to see prices that are below the sacrifice amount, but getting PulseChain right, being here, participating this early may be truly one of the most important decisions financially that you ever make.
Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
When could it go below sacrifice rate? And why would it?
Okay. So if all the people that sacrificed, they know what they paid. Hopefully they do. So they're going to wait and let this thing pump, because if we're not selling the people who sacked, you can't buy it. You got to buy it from us. So when this thing goes live, you're probably going to get a pump. People are going to get into this because so many people, even people who are involved in the Hex ecosystem, they're tired. They're frustrated. They don't want any more test nets. They want to see this go. And people who are really pessimistic think this is all a scam and it's not going to go live. It's just a money grab. So when it does go live, the euphoria is going to be crazy because it really is here. The wait is truly over. So I think this is going to pump. People are going to get into this. They're going to do liquidity providing and ratio trading, all this crazy stuff. And the hype in the crypto sphere is going to all be on PulseChain. I swear, if it goes live tomorrow, you will hear wall to wall, no matter who it is, PulseChain, PulseChain, PulseChain. It's going to rise and it's going to pump because layer ones do. And then when people see a 5X or a 10X and you got sacrifice super inexpensive, if you can make that 5 or 10X, a lot of people who may not believe in longevity of PulseChain may just sell, take profit, and get out. And a bunch of people may dump, because almost always these cryptos are brand new ones. They pump hard and then they get that dump around 60 to 90 days after it launches. That may be a chance to get it under the sack, but I doubt it, man. That may be your only chance, because once that pump happens, then the first dump, bam, I think we're done, diggity.
Here's what could happen. It could actually go below sack prices, and here's the reason why. Massive whales that bought in, didn't they get a better rate?
Yes.
They did. So they could sell out, and still they could sell it down to the rate that they got it if they wanted to.
Oh,
why would they? But they could.
That's a good point. Yeah. You just got to ask yourself why. And are you playing with fire doing that? But you're right. You get that volume bonus. If you sacrifice X amount and you're one of those top wallets, you got a really, really great deal. So
this is the last thing to notice. Even if everybody comes in and dumps their coins, you know what's great about that?
What?
PulseX is burning, baby. Just burning.
Yes.
Burning. Everybody, please dump everything. Please do it. I love it.
What do you know about the fees? We cover PulseChain. It's not inflationary. It's actually deflationary. So the amount of supply that you have, say if you got 1 million Pulse, it's going to go down and down over time. You mentioned the buy and burn. That's part of PulseX, the decentralized, the actual Uniswap of PulseChain is called PulseX. Can you elaborate on the buy and burn?
I'm not quite that educated, but basically what that means is Every time someone does a transaction on the PulseX, every time on that DEX, which is a decentralized exchange, every time that happens, there is a transactional fee. And those fees get, if I got this correct, they get logged up, and then somebody calls the function, right? Don't they get basically, they get put into a pool, and then someone calls the function. Seems to me like it would be great to let that sit for a long time and then wait for the price to be low, because then it would buy a lot more of them.
Yes. Right? And also, when you look at PulseX and the buy and burn, people have, honestly, I don't think people who even understand PulseChain or in it and love it, I don't think they quite understand how amazing the potential this is, because if it goes well and we have volume similar to Uniswap, where the supply is being burnt, there's going to be hundreds of thousands of PulseX burnt every single day. So every $1 billion of volume is 600,000 in the buy and burn. So with Uniswap and SushiSwap and all these, they have hundreds of millions of dollars sometimes being the volume bouncing around. So if that happens to PulseChain, there's no reason why it shouldn't, because of the ready-made community. People are already sacked. People are going to be crazy about this. Every $1 billion of volume is 600,000 in the buy and burn. So the amount of PulseX is going to go down.
So you said something really quick, and we're running into our time. We're running over time, actually, but here it is. The last thing you said, if it does as good as Uniswap, and the question just has to ask is, why would Uniswap even be used anymore? I mean, why would you use it if you could use something else with cheaper fees, and you could use all your coins over there and do whatever the heck you want with them? Yeah.
God, it's a great point. And it's gonna become really relevant when you can actually compare the two. If you go over there and you want to swap something, Ethereum on Uniswap, and it costs you $30 for a swap, the exact same coins over on PulseChain, you do a swap and it's a fraction of a penny. So that's PulseChain. That's a little bit about PulseX. So if you're new to this, if you're old, you've already been around this a long time.
If you're not excited, get excited. Like, seriously, if you're not excited, if you're not like salivating over what's about to take place, even just to dump your coins. I mean, like, just get excited about dumping your coins. Get excited about the fact that you could take everything that you have free, just like the Zen thing, and everybody could mint it just like that. You could just go and take your coins and just dump them. Please dump them.
Yep. Use PulseChain.
Use it.
That's Pumpkin. I'm Matty Crypto. I'll catch y'all on the B side.